Welcome back, folks, to Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, the episode that'll actually feature gameplay for the first time ever.
If the intro cutscenes didn't already put you to sleep, or if you had the good sense to skip that episode and come to this one, rise and shine.
Yep, now you're actually... It's going to be exciting. Let's just hit start.
I really do love how they just gave Snake that massive info dump after they already landed him here. Like, oh, by the way, this is what you're doing, and these are all these people, here are your code names. We brought in your old mentor, by the way, in case you didn't know.
And then he's all, what do you mean I'm going in alone?
Yeah.
Solo mission, what does that mean?
What do you mean I only have this equipment? What do you mean I have to eat? If the time limit for the mission's only going to be 44 hours, he's not really going to have to worry about healing himself, right? I mean, what human body heals in 4 hours? That much to be significant.
Who knows? I think you can actually turn off the game if you want to heal a little more. Because you can get just grievous injuries in this one. You were actually talking about Robinson Requiem? Kojima may have actually played that game, because this thing does have some similarities. Like, we can break bones and whatnot, and we'll have to actually heal those in certain ways. It's not as catastrophic as, Robinson's Requiem, where you can get gangrene on everything forever. But you will have to do it. Also, we have all of our stuff. I don't think we actually have any medical supplies at the moment. I don't think that's been introduced yet.
I thought Major Tom mentioned those being in the backpack along with everything else, but I guess...
Well, we just got the backpack. It took me a little time, but I did get it last mission.
That did happen, yes.
So right now all we have is a fake death pill, which, of course, is blowing your mind. The revival pill in our tooth, a cigar, which never runs out but will drain our health, binoculars, which are actually helpful, and an AP sensor, which will detect enemies.
And, I over-exaggerate that a little. There's clearly, if you apply it immediately, there's, you can stop the potassium cyanide from killing you.
Of course. And in our weapons, we have, of course, a survival knife, the Hush Puppy, which is kind of hilarious. It's called a Mark 22. I was thinking it was based on the Ruger Mark 22, or the Mark II, actually. I think Metal Gear Solid actually bases that one. Metal Gear Solid 4 has the Mark II. This one has some kind of bizarre hush puppy. And then we have the directional mic, which lets us hear in certain directions. We also have a giant anaconda now, which I just caught using my hush puppy. You can actually throw snakes on enemies. It's not as effective as you might think. Maybe it will be. I've only tried it with constrictors. Maybe if I get a venomous snake. Well, I have to try that out during this playthrough.
Hey, contrary to popular belief, just because you throw a snake on someone doesn't mean that their lives are ruined forever immediately.
Well, if it was like a rattlesnake, I think it might. And of course, another serious concern of this game is food, which is why I took out this anaconda. He's our dinner later. If you take them out alive, they don't spoil as fast, I think. I don't know. They might eventually die. But the point is, that snake is going to be good for a much longer time than if I had just stabbed it.
Naked Snake has quite the obsession with food. It's a very, he is a man after my own heart. He's a gourmand too, just like I am.
Of course. I don't think there's anything else over here. There's the tree we just climbed up, so let's go ahead and progress. Now, one thing I want you folks at home to understand, and Grimith as well, I've actually explained a little bit of this to him, but the controls in this game are a bit obtuse. A bit obtuse, as you've seen already. And, they take a little getting used to, especially if you're from another stealth background, like Splinter Cell, for instance, which, of course, I have a lot of experience with. Grabbing someone is not really an ordeal in Splinter Cell. You press a single button and it sort of happens. You'll see today that it's a bit different. Also, we have alligators. Aren't they cute? That one's guarding something. What you got? Bug juice. I could try to kill this thing. It's not going to turn out well. I'm just going to leap over him. Which I can do by just... Ow! That one was fucking sneaky. You son of a bitch.
Yeah, it was sneaky.
Well, it's camouflage, Grimith. Do you see the fucker in there?
It Sam Fishered you? Is that what you're trying to
Ow!
say? Oh, you got a grenade now.
I know, I had to get that grenade, so I got tail swiped. What's that? Give it. Bullets. Don't need bullets. Is there anything else around here? Maybe. This game definitely does reward exploration. These are very docile gators also. Ooh, what the fuck is that? I don't even know what that is. Let's go see. It looks like another Mark 22. Oh, it's a suppressor for it. Okay. That's what the SP stands for. The abbreviations in this game, we have to get used to. There's one that threw Grimith off during a little test session before this.
Oh, and during that test session, you need to throw a grenade inside the gator. It's the only way. That'll rile them up. Since you're thinking they're too docile.
It's true, I do have that. I could try that. What could possibly go wrong? There's no one around, as far as I'm aware.
You already saved the game, so...
Of course. And if I do get seen in this one, folks, if there's a full-blown alert and I'm being shot by multiple people, I'm just going to go ahead and let them kill me, and we'll just continue. This is a fun run. It's about luring the game, you know, and being stealthy. I'll probably not be killing too many people with guns if I can help it as well. Gonna take the more personal approach. There's my grenade. And I got 4 of them, actually. Neat. Alright, let's see how this goes. That guy, he's not opening his mouth. That one's opening his mouth. Oh, he closed it. Let's try this again. Now with more feeling. Don't kill me.
Whee!
That one's opening his mouth. Ah, you closed it. But, not sure if that thing was going to explode in my hand, so I threw it. Alright, we've wasted lots of grenades, but... There you go, bitch!
Arr?
Neat! Wow, look at all the gator steaks we just made! Cool.
I wish I could prepare food that easily.
I know, right? Alright, so we have some gator steaks. That's cool. That's cool. Well, let's continue. We're done getting food. We really don't need to put that much effort into it. Let's go ahead and switch over to our knife. And I got muddy legs. I don't know if that's a feature of the HD remake or not. There's a snake. We'll just leave him be. We already got a snake. Well, I could get another one. That doesn't matter. Just keep on trucking. Try to actually find some enemies instead of all this wildlife. I think we're going to have a talking to again. Codex, big feature of the Metal Gear Solid series. Codex are, of course, these little conversations we have with all of our buddies back on the plane. There's some enemies.
I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers. They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov. AK-47s and grenades.
Alright, that wasn't too long.
Snake,
Oh,
your presence
over
in
yet.
Soviet territory
Spoke too soon.
is a violation of international law. You can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage.
Camouflage.
Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer. The Uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the Face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl instead, you should be able to sneak by without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the Camo Index. The Camo Index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
So there you go. We're out of that, I think, finally.
I like how they're explaining all the basic mechanics to him. Like, they sent him in for this very important mission, and, like, he doesn't understand how camouflage works.
Of course, right? So yes, this is a big feature of Metal Gear Solid 3. You can actually change your uniform and have camouflage. Before Metal Gear Solid 3, this was not a thing. So we'll go ahead and put on some woodland face paint, and we'll put on Leaf. Yeah, Leaf looks pretty damn good at this point. Now, Metal Gear Solid 4, they actually made this a bit more streamlined, and your costume actually changes camouflage on the fly, which is kind of neat. As far as if it's in Peace Walker or, what's the other one? Ground Zeroes, I have no idea. Also, you're going to think that I'm going through this first section pretty quickly, folks, and it's because this is where I played around to learn the controls. So we're just going to wait here. A guy will eventually step up. It won't be too much longer. Now, like I was saying before, I will be playing this game in a stealthy way. It will be lethal. It's not going to be a perfectionist run. If you're looking for a perfectionist run, you'll have to look in another place. This is just me learning the game, having a fun time.
Like maybe this channel in 6 months when he does this game entirely in 20 minutes without being spotted and without killing anyone.
I know, right? I would like to do that. I don't know if I'll have the patience for it. This game does have a large amount of assorted badges that you can get at the end, depending on how you played the game. If you're, like, never alerted, or you never caused an alert, you never continued, you can get certain badges. Or if you have a certain time.
I like the lights that flare up on his vest there.
Oh, that's indicating that he has a radio, so you can actually call other people. Now, like I was saying with the controls, they're a little weird. Like grabbing a guy. You may think that was a simple maneuver. We'll have this guy speak also. Well, the PlayStation 3 has analog controls. So if I hold this button too lightly, I'll let go of him. If I hold too tightly, I'll cut his throat. I'm also having him speak for no particular reason. If I press any of the directional keys, yep, there I let him go. You come back here, you. I press any of the directional keys. I didn't mean to give you guys a demonstration there, but that's what happens when you let up on the circle button. A doings it transpires.
Dude, you spilled his Kool-Aid everywhere.
I know, right? Let's go ahead and pick him up and shake out his pinata bits. There you go. Get some stuff for us. But like I was saying, if you press a directional button, when you're actually trying to grab him, you'll just toss him to the ground like a angry child on Christmas. Throws his presents onto the ground. No! Also, this game rewards exploration, so we will be doing it. Here's a sniper rifle right at the beginning of the game. It's pretty amazing. Also, there's another snake if we want it. So
on a related note, I'm glad that all this ammo for our hush puppy and suppressors were sprinkled all over the region, and no one thought any better of it. Like,
not only that, these guys are fucking carrying it.
I know, it's great. Like, I'm gonna take this back home with me. Show it to my KGB supervisor.
So this game, as you can already see, is kind of weird with the controls. Also, there's a dude off in the distance. I'll have plenty of time to talk to you about the controls. So you press in the circle button too hard, you kill him. You don't hold it hard enough, you let go. I think they were kind of going for immersion, but man, it just makes it a pain in the ass. Also, speaking of immersion, we have what's called intrusion view. This has actually been a feature from the very first game in the series. And at this point, I don't know if it played out. It kind of does. It's kind of cool in its way. I wish it was optional. Actually, in Metal Gear Solid 4, it's not a thing anymore. You can actually see what the hell you're doing. So we're just going to wait here for this fella. Let's see, what other things can I talk about with the controls? Really, the grabbing is the main thing. I could talk about the movement. Whenever you're doing this on the PlayStation 3, you have the D-pad and you have the control stick. The control stick is for all your quick movements. And then you use the control pad, the actual D-pad I should say, for when you want to sneak. When you want to be absolutely silent. As in when you want to succeed at life. And if I didn't tell you about it, you wouldn't know how intricate this shit was. So I'm going to tell you about it. Also, there is no crouch walk in this game, which is very weird to me as a veteran of the Splinter Cell series.
You just have your furtive, sinister, you know.
Yep. Alright, speak.
If you climb trees, there's fruit.
Fascinating.
Speak. Inside fallen trees.
Also, if you're wondering how I'm interrogating him,
Bastard.
I press in the left stick when I actually have him in this tenuous grasp. Let's go and cut his throat. I'm tired of you.
High schooler.
He did tell me about fruit and trees, though.
And inside the trees, man.
It's pretty wild. Alright, we got another guy with a radio over here. Let's just let him trundle on over. I tell you, the AI in this game since I've gotten used to like Blacklist and everything, is so ponderous in their movements.
You know, it's a good thing you don't have to answer their pagers.
Of course. I'd like this guy to come over here. I could knock on the wall, but I don't think he'd hear it. No, I didn't. And I can actually do that by going against the wall and pressing circle.
That guy's like, oh, whatever, woodpecker. Not a big deal.
I would like him to come closer. Let's go ahead and pull this guy over here so he's a little more in view. There you go. Also, what'd you drop for me? Stuff. It's going to be a while before he comes back. Let's go ahead and see what we can find in just around the arena. We have another grenade. That'll replace most of the ones I used on that fucking alligator. So we have that. I don't really want to engage that guy. I have prior game knowledge, my little experience with this game, to know that there's another fella actually a little further down. Let's see, I could use my binoculars. Actually cannot move in this view. Actually, that's another thing I've not mentioned. The guns are a bit weird in this game. Like, I can first-person view, bring up my gun, and I cannot move in this view. And I cannot not fire unless I put my gun away. Actually, there is a way to not fire. You very gradually lift up on the square button. Again, I think they were going for immersion, but Jesus Christ, is it going to end with heartache more times than it won't? Alright, this guy should see him in just a moment. Come on. He's right there for you to see. Come and get it. There you go. What's wrong? Alright, keep an eye on him. Using my third-person view hijinks. Alright, use the D-pad so we can easily go up to him.
Holy crap, his Kool-Aid's... Oh no!
Answer me.
Tell me about it.
The crocodiles are ferocious.
Tell me about it.
Speak. Bastard. Speak.
More?
The crocodiles...
Yeah, we've heard it. Now, another thing you can do, I actually haven't showed Grimith yet, and well, actually, I'm sure he knows about it since he's seen prior playthroughs of this game, is you can hold people up. So we're going to give that a shot right here. Uh-oh. Oh. Great. Immersion! What have you done? Damn it, Snake, I wanted you to go up against the tree. Fucking controls.
Snake's like, I can't take cover there. That thing's too small.
Okay, there he is. He shouldn't come too far. Although he is coming fairly close. My God.
It's okay, you have 90% concealment.
Yeah, he shouldn't see me, but, you know. Alright, so we'll try this whole hold-up thing. You can draw your gun to a square, and if you're close enough, we'll let him get to a flat portion first. Then you can just walk around him, he'll drop his gun. Let's look at him. Shake it for me. Shake. There you go. You can make him shake it to get more stuff. Shake it. Shake it. More. I demand more. This is a feature actually introduced in Metal Gear Solid 2, where you could get a bunch of dog tags from these fellas. Okay, you can actually... I wondered if I could actually hold him up, but I can't. Also, I put this guy to sleep. That cannot stand.
Oh, he gave you his stuff. He asked you not to kill him.
You actually... Another thing I'm demonstrating here is you get more stuff from not killing them as well. But I don't need stuff. I got a knife.
You're doing an effective job of killing him.
It just shows you how effective knives are when you're not slitting people's throats, right? Which is funny, because in Metal Gear Solid 4, the fucking knife is unreal powerful. Unreal powerful. Alright, that's this area cleared. As far as I'm aware. Which I am.
Poor guy.
Thermal goggles, just hiding out in a log. Again, this game does reward exploration, which is a nice feature. Alright, let's get up. Oh, do you see that there, Grimith? What is that? Oops, don't have my gun. It's like a frog, man. I'm not exactly sure what these things do, but I did get an achievement when I was just fucking around by shooting them. I think it's called Carotan, is what it is. What else we got around here? That one's not hollow, that's a solid log. Damn solid logs.
We need a naked log.
I know, I was just thinking that, actually. Okay, let's try this whole tree business again. That guy said there was something about fruit and trees, right? I'll be damned, there they are. Now, you can actually take the fruit out of the trees by shooting it. You know, doesn't even have a hole in it. He's just that skilled. Even though I'm aiming center of mass on these pears or whatever these are.
Look, they're only trank darts. That's not really gonna affect the fruit, right?
Mm-hmm. Alright. X does allow me a drop there. R fruit C. Whatever the fuck that means. Alright. What do I want to do here? I kind of want to have a discussion about food. Yeah, let's have a discussion about food. That's not the food discussion button. We need to go over here. Probably not do this too much. Actually, there we go. I was going to say, how do I get to paramedic?
I see you've captured a giant anaconda. The giant anaconda is believed to be the largest snake in the world in terms of weight and diameter. It's not poisonous, but its large size makes it extremely powerful. They say it even eats crocodiles. Its only natural predator is man.
And snake.
And snake.
Got it. So how does it taste?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
Glad I didn't disappoint you. So,
Well, the guide says it tastes alright.
good. I'll have to try some.
So the way food works in this game, folks, is your stamina restoration is based entirely on how things taste. So if we had a bunch of candy, those would completely refill Snake's stamina. That's just how it works. That's how physics works in this game, how physiology works in this game.
Look, his body can super heal the way it is by eating food for his stamina, so I'm not even going to question this aspect.
Of course. And that's one of the more hilarious features in the game, as far as I'm aware. I just want to be able to capture a baby and see what paramedic says.
Look, it increases his morale modifier, man. That matters.
Of course. All these places, which names I will not remember. Whose names I won't remember. There's a fella. Looks like a possibility.
We even had a creepy naked snake smile there, and he stands up.
Of course, because he can crouch walk, Grimith. You think he's gonna crawl everywhere? Well, let's go ahead and get down. Obviously, the game is giving us a hint, which I like, you know? It's pretty cool.
Unfortunately, the random dialogue you got from the soldiers didn't mention anything about it. That would have been more fitting.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes they'll say, hordes are terrifying. Not this time. And that hornet nest will take out that guy and those guys too. Also, there's one more Carotan I know about. That one right up there. This is the last one I really know about. I'm sure we'll find some more in this playthrough. Use my valuable bullets on a fucking frog.
Got some ointment and R nest, which is short for hornet nest.
Somehow. I don't understand how it works. Grimith does not understand how it works. And don't tell us in the comments.
Wait. Go back. Was there something like one of those little frog things by a tree? Nah, it was probably just my vision.
Nah.
Just the pixels.
Now, those guys ran off. They will eventually return, so I'd like to pick up something before they do. There's actually a little cubby down here with all sorts of prizes for us, including a fully automatic assault rifle, which doesn't work like the pistol at all. Like the pistol, you hold down the square button, does not fire. It only fires on release. This one, don't think about holding up any people with it. It just fucking goes off. Goes orf. We got some stuff. We got some pentazeman. That actually makes it so we can aim better if we're using like sniper rifles, if I remember correctly. I think it actually tells us in there too. Let's just keep moving though. I want to get out of here before those guys return. It's important. Also, I don't think there's anything else. But you did notice that bridge back there. It's actually quite dynamic. You can shoot out all the supports. I don't think it falls though. It may fall to one side. Not sure. Now we're getting to the portion of the game which is pretty much blind as far as playing it through is concerned.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held.
Sir, I'm blind now.
Well, shit. This is a solo mission, Snake. You'll have to deal with it.
Sokolov from here. Security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Alright, so we have a lot of doofuses around here. That's cool.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
Okay.
Well, guys, it's gonna be a pretty quick game, isn't it? Second video, we're already gonna get Sokolov.
I know. I'm actually thinking about ending it right here, mostly because we got 4 minutes. The save is probably going to take 4 minutes for that little, paramedic thing. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
I'm sorry, everyone.
You knew what you were in for when we started the series.
Do you want to save?
Yes. Dur, 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 dur. Dur, 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 dur.
Content ID bags.
There you go. Almost perfect. All right.
Snake, do you know the creature from the Black Lagoon?
No, tell me more.
Never heard of it.
These scientists are investigating a place deep in the Amazon called the Black Lagoon, and they get picked off one after the other by this fishman thing. And there was this scene when the heroine is going for a swim, and the creature sneaks up on her from underwater. Oh, I thought my heart was going to stop. I mean, of course, the 3D effects in It Came from Outer Space were a lot more intense, but
It wouldn't be referring to you coming from outer space, would it?
how rude! Why do you say that?
Because no one on Earth could be as charming as you.
Be careful of what's around you when you're in the water. Just imagining you swimming in those jungle rivers makes me think of you being attacked by a fishman.
I appreciate the concern.
Fishmen aren't the only things that'll attack you in the water. Really be careful out there.
Okay.
There could also be
And
Godzilla.
don't be attacking any pretty girls going for a swim either.
Are you calling me a fishman?
You started it.
Oh, I can't have any fun. Speaking of not having any
No
fun,
fun
folks,
zone.
we'll see you next time for more Snake Eater.